polls. The Quinnipiac poll gives Clinton a 5-point lead nationwide, close to the margin of error. But what was really interesting is that polls show Trump holding a narrow lead now in some of the key states, including Florida, Ohio, and Nevada. That is a big deal.
It is a big deal, Frank, and what you're seeing is what typically happens as the campaign goes on. You have this accordion effect. You've got expanding numbers, contracting numbers, oftentimes based on things that are going on in the campaign, and Hillary Clinton has clearly suffered as a result of this health issue.
Yeah, I want to ask you on the health issue. We got a lot of details from the Clinton camp today, but not much from the Trump side. What do you think about the way either candidate is handling the release of their medical information?
Well, it's just a sign of the times to have one of the candidates release some results on a talk show, the Dr. Oz show. And from the Clinton perspective, she was, of course, forced to release some of these results as a result of her recent health scare. At the end of the day, we once again are in one of these media cycles, and we're talking about health. And in 2 days, it'll be something else. But for Clinton, some of these things are lingering, and it's hurting her. And for Trump, these things will reemerge as issues, no doubt.
With Trump, I mean, let's be honest, it was just completely staged with the Dr. Oz thing, and now it's going to air tomorrow. It just seems so peculiar to me. And then on the other side, with Hillary Clinton, when she got pneumonia last week, and it turned into this big story, and she said, well, I didn't think it was that big a deal. I didn't think I needed to tell people about it. I mean, honestly, how could she not think that was a big deal and think that she didn't need to tell reporters that she was suffering from pneumonia? It just goes to that whole transparency issue that seems to constantly follow her.
Yeah, so many of these things, Frank, by both of these candidates, these wounds are self-inflicted. Hillary Clinton could have come forward very easily and said, I'm suffering from pneumonia, and by the way, millions of Americans suffer from
okay, yeah.
And instead, it's the cover-up, and as we've said, one wonders whether, had she not been videoed, whether she would have even come forward and talked about the health scare in the first place.
Let's talk about the hacked emails from Colin Powell. He's kind of back into the mix again. He's been very critical of both Trump and Clinton. He says everything that Clinton touches, she screws up, and he calls Trump a national disgrace. How big a factor do you think that will be in this presidential race?
Well, I think if all the emails had slammed Trump or all the emails had slammed Clinton, it would be a bigger deal. Reading through some of that, it looks like Colin Powell is not impressed with either person, probably Clinton more than Trump impressed with her, but certainly critical of both. Why it resonates is that Colin Powell holds a special place in the American mindset around what a general ought to be, and what a Secretary of State ought to be, and what a statesperson ought to be. So when he talks, when he makes a comment, people do listen, Julie.
Brian, we're getting close to the first debate. It seems to me that all of this is just making the focus on that first debate that much more intense. And it feels like if we look at the debates, I think there are 3 scheduled, really the first one, that's going to be the key debate.
Absolutely. I think the other 2 will be of great interest depending on what's going on. But that first one, Frank, you're absolutely right. It is going to be, first of all, a ratings blockbuster.
But can they really change some minds?
Look at it.
Brian, can they really change some minds in that debate, do you think?
Yes. And here's the reason, Frank. There are a lot of people that are undecided. And as long as they're undecided, and by the way, some polling state by state showing some shifting. If Clinton comes out and really nails it, I think that'll be something that really secures her place. If Trump, in turn, comes out and really takes Clinton to task, it will help him, no doubt about it.
All right, we'll have to let that be the last point. As always, Brian, thanks for your input tonight.
Very welcome.
All right.